Hi, welcome to another Hotel Tales What's Your Story chat series. We all know that in the hospitality industry, the single biggest challenge is to secure and maintain quality staff force in hotels. Organizations have adopted various creative strategies to entice the labor force join the hospitality industry. However, I must say, not so many are successful in this initiative simply because hotels, while it seems glamorous and luxurious on the outside, the real truth is hotel business is rough and tough. The biggest conglomerate in Vietnam, Vingroup, through its hospitality arm Vinpearl, has a tested and successful way of developing talents for their hotels. Today, the company owns and manages 44 hotels all across Vietnam, hiring over 20,000 associates. With me today in the chat series is Miss Nelly Phuong, a special assistant to the Group CEO of Vinpearl. She has been with the company since 2015 in various capacities such as Group Director of Training, Group Director of Quality Control, Assistant to Chairman of Vingroup, as well as the Chief Operating Officer of the hotel group. She spearheads the Future Leaders Program for key positions in Vinpearl hotels and was the main driver for the huge transformation project digitizing all learning programs of Vinpearl. In her earlier years, she was with Sheraton Hanoi Hotel for 3 years and JW Marriott Hotel, Hanoi, for another 3 years in the capacities of Rooms Division and Talent Development and Training. Let's chat with Nelly and find out what's her story. Stay tuned. Hi, welcome to another chat series of Hotel Tales What's Your Story? We have with us here today Miss Nelly Phuong, the Special Assistant to the Group CEO of Vinpearl. Welcome, Nelly.
Hi, thank you very much, and it's a pleasure for me to be here today and talking to you and to everybody.
Yeah, thank you, Nelly, for joining us in this show. Nelly, let's go straight to some of the topics that we want to talk about today, all right? Now, we all are very excited about Vietnam. And we know Vietnam as a country is growing at a pace that is faster than any countries in Asia. Hotel developments in the key cities and resort destinations has increased between 10 to 15% year on year for the last 5 years. Now, Nelly, how does Vietnam in general and Vinpearl in particular prepare its workforce to face this new supply that is coming on stream?
Yep. It's interesting questions. As you know that since the 1919 until this year, Vietnam's will grow around 84 times for the number of the the visitors. So it's definitely the huge demand of the market, and it's going impact to our providing of the accommodation and hotels and etc. So as you know that almost the hotels in Vietnam is double size within the last 5 years. And unfortunately, Vietnam was not a developing country in terms of a hospitality industry yet. People in my generations was not taught and my parents will not send the kid to the school to study about the hotels in the last 10 years. So we just starting to know about the hotel school, hotel universities since around 5 to 6 years ago. So with this situation, then you may know that not only Vinpearl, in all Vietnam, we have quite struggling of the grow up demand in the market compared to what the governments and all the education system can provide to the market at what we need. So within last 10 years and especially in in nearby 5 years, Vietnam will be familiar with a lot of the expatriates who came to Vietnam, stay and falling in love in Vietnam to working in here and to help to contribute their knowledge and sharing their skill and the professional in that industry to our new generations. And since the last 3-4 years, Vietnam started to know about the HOD is the local people.
That's really good. No, I think we all realize that, the huge growth in Vietnam tourism and the opening up of a lot of destinations, along your coast. And of course, Vietnam is blessed with a very, very long coast. And there's so many hotel new developments that is actually coming on stream, So I think Vietnam is doing something really right to be growing at this kind of pace. But Nelly, let me ask you about a little bit about Vinpearl, the company that you represent. Now, Vinpearl is undoubtedly one of the fastest hotel developers in Vietnam. You started in 2003 with one hotel.
Yes.
And currently you have 44 hotels with over 13,000 rooms. Now, that is hard to beat, okay? Now, Vinpearl also, besides hotels, owns and manages theme parks, safaris, and leisure attractions. And now you told me recently that you are even featuring a submarine for underwater exploration. Can you tell us an idea or give us an idea about what the future hotel development milestones are for Vinpearl?
I think in the last 7 years, Vinpearl will carry out the mission that will bring the better life for Vietnamese people. So we want to make Vietnam to be a destination that all the world knows, and the Asia and all the world want to come to Vietnam. And therefore, we find out that which we easily to looking for outside is hard to find in Vietnam. So we start with the not only hotels, theme park. We have the museums, and if you are looking on the news, we have the biggest museum in Asia, will opening soon in this year in Phu Quoc.
Wow.
We have not only the submarines. We introduce two show, the biggest show. This is the real attract shows that you can do interact with them in the reals. By last year, even during the COVID-19, we still have it. What all we want is we want the visitor is not only enjoy the sightseeing in Vietnam, but the local people also can enjoy the developing normal entertainments of the world in Vietnam. Now talk a little bit about submarine. This is really interesting projects. This is the first submarine tour in Vietnam, and I believe that not only in Vietnam, in Southeast Asia, some country we didn't know about what is we call submarine tour. So in last few months, when Vinpearl announced that we bring a submarine to Vietnam, it's not only a shock for the country, it's also the government got struggling of how to deal with that, because this is the first tour. But I'm sure that in Nha Trang we have the beautiful nature coral, and with 30 minutes with the submarine tour is when we really new discovery things for not only Vietnamese people but also for the international market when we reopen after COVID.
Yeah, this is so exciting. And I'm sure now with the temporary setback because borders are closed, so I'm sure, there is a lot of restrictions on foreign travelers. But Vietnam, at the same time, is actually very blessed because you have a local population of close to 100 million, right? Yeah. And so with domestic tourism, I think you can also be promoting all these products to your domestic tourism. Now, this is really, really so exciting, Nelly. I'm thinking... Now, with all these exciting projects that is coming on stream, Nelly, share with us what is your company's talent development strategies on training and development. Yeah, do you focus to develop them internally, or do you depend on imported talents?
We have two separate strategies. The first of all, in last 4 years, we starting to develop the internally general manager of the hotel is local. And the way that we do is quite a little bit different with the another international famous chains. We develop really young talents. Almost of them is around 27, 28 years old to input it to the GM programs. They will provide the postseasons, the support, the training programs, and they need to do it real. not only under the trainings, they have their own responsibility with hotels that they was assigned. This is for internal developments. But as you know that in last 4 years and until today, we almost double size by ourselves. So internal sometimes cannot provide of what we need for the grow up. So we have the second part is the from outside. In Vietnam, is really limited number of the local people are in general manager positions. So we use the same thing. We give the chance for the young generation who may be HOD level in outside. Some of them a lot of them was Vietnamese people, but they study approach, working approach, and we bring them back. This is not only Vinpearl, but all the company in Vingroup. We attract the talents that Vietnamese was working as working outside. They back to the country and contributes their education and knowledge to build up the country. So we attract quite a lot of the young people, talents, intelligent, and very active. And one of the important thing is Vinpearl gives them the chance that they know is hardly to find outside. So they work very hard and learning very hard to try to assist the expectation of the company. Definitely that we need to pay a lot of the the risks and the potential thing on way payment, right? So a lot of things that with the young people, new talents, they know, but they have lack of experience. Definitely they will do wrong, or they will do some of the decision is not can be expect so good qualities, but they learn. We believe that they learn time by time from the realities.
No, I think that is an excellent approach, and I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because it's nothing like training your own local people. And I think in Vinpearl you mentioned earlier that you fast track their career of the staff once you identify the potential in them, right? Now tell us the process of how you first identify them, and then the types of training involved to get them ready for these big roles.
Mm-hmm. We have, as from the mentioned beginning, we have two types of the people. If from the internally, we have the observation and the validates from the direct leaders. After we find out that they want to be, first of all, they need to be in the high positions. Definitely no one can force them, right? If they want it, and their managers will certify that they are potential, they do good and provide or fulfill of the KPI in the current position, they will be put on the list of the talent pool. And the company have the talent pool teams to sit down. They need to pass by several testing for the interviews. We will gather them for some training, and we observe them during that training. And this is not training. You need to call them. Is this like they just call it like the Navy chains, because it's really tough for the training. They need to pass by almost few hours, really under stress, not few hours, few days, with more than 12, 14 hours per day under stress, in the class, outside the class, working a project. Some challenging even with the mentality or physicals, and we have full team to observe them 24 hours during in the class. And after that, we find out what is the strength and what is weakness, who is suitable more for the teamwork, who is more in the leader in nature, and we put them in the programs of the developments by individual development plan. And they also join some training class. It's the same for the outside, but only one thing the outsider don't have is we don't have the leaders. They don't have the direct manager in the company yet, but they will need to pass by the interview and put through all the filter process that we need. For the training program is quite different with the other companies. And you, Hanley, as one of our facilitator before, and you know, we bring a lot of the thank God that of the almost our hospitality hotelier professional is on way be engaged and motivated by training new generation. So we invite a lot of CEO, COO, or vice presidents of another company to join us and sharing with us to develop them and sharing and train them.
Wow, really?
After the training class,
Go on.
After the training class, they need to have a sign in the the property, and they have assigned a lot of the projects that they need to develop to deliver the result.
Wow, Nelly, I think it sounds so intense. Now I understand why you need to get people, the 27, 28-year-old, because they have a strong heart, you know. I think the older folks will not be able to cope with such intensity. But, thank you so much for sharing, Nelly. But last thing I wanted to ask you is really very much very related to what you do on learning and people development, right? Because these are the two areas of focus by many developing nations. And as far as I know, the young people in Vietnam are typically very hardworking and they are very eager to learn. But from your perspective, Nelly, from the company's perspective, what are the challenges you face when you develop young talents in Vietnam?
It's a good question. It's really nice question, Hanley. First of all, we have Vietnam is developing country, as you know. A lot of things that a lot of people that we hiding when we talk about the international mindset, they don't have what we call the international mindset. A lot of them from our rank and file staff level to the supervisor level, a lot of them without Vinpearl, they didn't know any hotel yet. Or a lot of them without hotel in Vietnam, they may not have a chance to fly abroad to see what is outside of country. So they work hard, very smart and active, but it's when we facing the challenges when we want to go worldwide. We want to develop more in terms of the international market. And for them, what is we face is, as you know, they are the first generation of Vietnam in the leaders of hospitality industry. So we will, in fact, we only have the expatriate is the one for us to learn. We didn't have the part that maybe expect in next 10 years. We will have the part that local people who succeed in the industry, who can give the new generation the mindset and the views about the industry, international and local merge. And this is going to be, I'm expecting for the big change of the human resources qualities in Vietnam in next 5 and 10 years for this industry.
Wow, thank you for sharing all these insights with us, Nelly. I think we have learned a lot today about Vietnam and also about Vinpearl, and I think a lot of people listening in today. We also have a lot of students that is listening in, a lot of hospitality students listening in. I'm sure.
So welcome to Vietnam, and please come to us. We need those people. We need young generation. We need young talents.
Thank you very much, Nelly. Now, we have been speaking with Nelly Phuong, the Special Assistant to the Group CEO of Vinpearl. Thank you, Nelly, for coming onto this show. Thank you.
Thank you very much to give me a chance. Nice to talk to you, and I will follow the Hotel Tales in all channels. Wish you all the best.
And you too. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
You ever seen the emerald waters of Vietnam? More than just a tropical destination, it is the holiday paradise where you can indulge in everything. The majestic nature and unforgettable experiences, the lively entertainment and electrifying moment, the unique culture and blissful memory. All is included at Vinpearl, the holiday paradise of Vietnam.